But what I just wanted to observe that I think there's something very English about this to me, about the gentleman tramp, and there's an English music hall song about a gentleman tramp, and it says, "I live in Trafalgar Square with 4 lions to guard me." This is the gentleman tramp when he dusts this bench, which is presumably where he lives. You know, he's and I think that I can imagine that playing in the Edwardian English music halls, and I think that's what Charlie's doing here. So, and part of the richness of the film is there are all these lovely sight gags the whole time, which one gem after another. The fact that we know Chaplin from childhood, maybe that means, yes, maybe that does mean that as viewers we are, you know, quite literally taken back to that first viewing experience. And then, of course, there is something very childlike about Chaplin.
Indeed, the tramp is a child. When he puts on a cape, he becomes a musketeer. And when, as in this scene, he gets into a millionaire's suit, he knows exactly how to behave as the perfect gentleman.
There we go.
Y tus trailers, visita mi canal.
Silly me. He's embarrassed, the English gentleman embarrassed. And now he's acting a part again. Now he's no longer the tramp. Now he is the gentleman. And suddenly, a crazy child, you know, just and there's no exact logic in it. It's not about logic, is it? It's better than logic, because it's charming. And that's who he is. He's the combination of those things. He is the performer. He is the guy that wants to be a millionaire, and he is the child all at once.
City Lights is one of the high points of Chaplin's art. The story of the tramp and the blind flower girl serves as a romantic framework for a series of comic tour de forces, many of which draw on the finest moments of his early theater and film work. The prize fight, Chaplin's last chance to find the money for the operation that can restore his sweetheart's sight, is a superb example of how he perfected one of the uproarious comic set pieces of his formative years.
The way I connect what Chaplin does with movement, with animation, is I think that what he's doing is finding the right line, the perfect line between exaggeration and naturalism. And I just think somehow you need those two things for comedy. You need naturalism because you need to absolutely believe in him and understand what he's doing, what he's, you know, where he's coming from. He needs to be grounded in absolute reality. And then exaggeration, I think, is where the humour comes. So that when he's fighting, when he was boxing, you know, his arms are going around like this, you know, like windmills, taking these great swinging punches. That's not natural, you know. That's comically exaggerated. He knew when to do that, and he knew when to stop and slow down and be tiny. So the whole boxing match is absolute tour de force. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I love the way he plays it at the start of the scene, because boxers don't do that, do they? Boxers aren't meant to help the seconds get into the ring. Carrying his own bucket around, looking so miserable with the terrible boots and the terrible jacket and the terrible hat. There were other silent comics, other great ones as well, and especially Keaton. You know, and those two often compared to each other. So why was Chaplin so great? Which I believe he was so great, and I think it's to do with his range, because he could do so many things so well that he could do the love scenes very beautifully, which Keaton sort of didn't attempt, frankly, so much. he cares deeply about the love story. It is what the film is about. It's how the film ends. But he has an instinct, so irrepressible instinct, to be funny. And now the excellent sight gag with it, or the audio gag rather, where he keeps ringing the bell by episode 4, and then more than happy to go through the corner. Oh, back ready for a fight again. It's just fantastic the way he just turns in an instant, in a flash of activity, and then incredibly he loses. It's terrible, and in losing it seems that his whole life is ruined here. Wonderful, wonderful scene.
Charlie loses the fight, but then the millionaire returns and gives him the money out of friendship and gratitude. Wrongly accused of burglary, he brings his beloved the money that will pay for her operation. Before being hauled off to prison, he comes to make her this final gift, but also to say goodbye. The final scene. A few months later, the tramp has just been released from prison. He wanders the streets of this now lightless city. The girl, having recovered her sight after the operation, today runs her own flower shop. But still, she is unaware of the identity of a rich benefactor. Chaplin's relations with his actress, Virginia Cherrill, were never good. She was 20 years old, frivolous, and did not share his enthusiasm for the film. One day, the novice actress would even ask permission to leave the set early because of an appointment with her hairdresser. Though the film was almost completed, Chaplin angrily dismissed her. He did screen tests with Georgia Hale, his partner from the Gold Rush. But the production was too far along. He saw no choice but to reinstate Cherrill. And it was a good thing he did. The simplicity of her performance, her naivete and candor would make all the difference. Where a seasoned actress might overact, Virginia was content just to present herself. Rather than showing, she suggested. And it is undoubtedly this simplicity of performance that gives its power and magic to one of the most indescribably moving and captivating scenes in all of Chaplin's work.
I feel awkward talking about the final scene because it's just so perfect as it is that I don't know what does a comment add. It's so simple. What's great about it is the understatement of the performance is one thing, and that it finishes off the whole story. It's the ending that we have come to long for, although we don't know how it's going to end.
Tráilers. Visita mi canal.
Dedicados a él, el código, o sea, por el año España, muchísimos años para que está bien esta institución. Dan nehmen die Boot und machen das. Dann gezeigt was mehr. Speak a little bit. Guten Tag. Guten Tag. All right. Thank you very much. Now.